Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Jay. Jay developed as a short form for any masculine name beginning with a J, James, Jason, Jacob, in the same tradition that D or K came to be. Today, this pet form has become an independently given name in its own right. The name was first used in the United States in honor of John Jay, one of the founding fathers and first Chief Justice, 1745 to 1829. John Jay was an important historical figure among Americans. He helped institute some of the nation's earliest foreign policies. He sought to protect property rights and he fought against human rights violations. He was a strong opponent of slavery from an early period. John Jay also co-wrote the Federalist Papers with Hamilton and Madison. Jay's surname was actually derived from the noisy and colorful Jaybird. Alternately, Jay or Jai are also modern transcriptions of jaya, a Sanskrit word for victory. Today, Jay is most fashionable in Scotland and Northern Ireland, where he ranks around number 50 in terms of popularity. Personality of the boy named Jay. The number 9 personality represents the completion or ending of the cycle and a need for perfection. This is the personality that moves from self to a greater understanding and compassion for the human condition and the world order. They want to make the world a better place. 9s are capable of great spiritual and humanitarian achievements. They are courageous and fearless, able to fight great battles on behalf of worthy causes. These personalities will not tolerate injustice. They are compassionate people with a strong sensitivity to others. They are able to both educate and inspire. Friendships and relationships are the lifeblood to the 9, and they place a high value on love and affection. 9s are often exceptionally gifted artistically, and they have a keen imagination and enterprising mind. Popularity of the boy named Jay. The name Jay has been used in the United States for over 2 centuries in honor of one of our founding fathers, John Jay. In the late 1800s, Jay was a pretty popular choice among American parents, but the real height of his popularity came in the 1950s and 60s when he claimed a spot on the top 100 list for almost 20 years, 1953 to 1970. Since the name left the top 100 in the early 1970s, he's been on a slow and steady decline ever since. As we've turned into the 21st century, Jay is seeing his lowest popularity ever. There's no doubt about it, Jay is a minimalist name. By today's fancy pants naming standards, a lot of parents are eschewing this simple one-syllable bird. In fact, we often hear people say they prefer it as a middle name than as a given first name. It's just too simple or uninteresting compared to the trendy boy names like Ethan, Jackson, or Aiden. Still, what's wrong with Jay? Simple? Yes. But it's easy to say and easy to spell. You can't help but to think of the Jaybird, those noisy, colorful birds that brighten up the sky. Quick facts on Jay. Gender, boy. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 1. Ranking popularity, 392. Pronunciation, Jay. Simple meaning, Jaybird, victory. Characteristics of Jay. Intuitive, philanthropy, independent, oneness, idealistic, multi-talented, perfection. Cultural references to the baby name, Jay. Literary characters of the baby name Jay. Jay Gatsby is the titular character of F. Scott Fitzgerald's 1925 classic novel, The Great Gatsby. We like to think of him in the persona of Robert Redford in the 1972 movie of the same name. Gatsby is a self-made man in the great American tradition. Jimmy Gats from a poor Midwestern family reinvents himself and becomes the iconic tycoon who pursues the dream of wealth and beauty, as personified in Daisy Buchanan, his one-time love who spurned him for one of her own class. Jay Gatsby makes his own millions by connections with the underworld, buys his own mansion on the wealthy enclave of West Egg, Reed, Long Island, and begins his odyssey after the married, shallow Daisy. While she plays with his affections, Daisy has no intentions of leaving her ironclad class of privilege and, ultimately, is responsible for Jay's ignominious death at the hands of Daisy's husband's lover's jealousy-crazed widower. Enough 6 degrees of separation for you? Not, apparently, for the poor Jay. His is the story of misplaced love, misplaced devotion, misplaced loyalty, and, finally, misplaced intentions. Down he goes to death in his never-used swimming pool, floating toward nowhere in never-ending large and lazy circles, scarcely thought of ever again, mourned by few, remembered by fewer, and destined to be an ideological symbol of thwarted American ideals. But we remember him, and even as we do, and even as we hesitate to condone his lifestyle, we know, deep inside, that he represents, still, something fine and golden about us that cannot be recalled. Clay Jensen returns home from school to find a strange package with his name on it lying on his porch. Inside he discovers several cassette tapes recorded by Hannah Baker, his classmate and crush, who committed suicide 2 weeks earlier. Hannah's voice tells him that there are 13 reasons why she decided to end her life. Clay is one of them. If he listens, he'll find out why. Clay spends the night crisscrossing his town with Hannah as his guide. He becomes a first-hand witness to Hannah's pain, and learns the truth about himself, a truth he never wanted to face. 13 Reasons Why is the gripping, addictive international bestseller that has changed lives the world over. It's an unrelenting modern classic. Popular songs on Jay. Jam Master Jay, JJ's Song, a song by the Beatles, a song by Run DMC, a song by Less Than Jake, Blue Jay Way, a song by MXPX, Jay Frenzel. Famous people named Jay. Jay-Z, rapper/producer, Jay Berger, tennis player, Jay Haas, golfer, Jay Greenberg, child prodigy/composer, Jay Williams, basketball player, Jay Moore, actor/comic, Jay Baumeister, hockey player, Jay Cutler, football player, Jay Bothroyd, soccer player, Jay Demerit, soccer player, Jay Roach, director, Jay Scott Greenspan, aka Jason Alexander, actor, Jay Livingston, composer, Jay Fiedler, football player, Jay Adams, skateboarder, Jay D. Doherty, drummer, Jay Leno, talk show host, Jay Novacek. Football player.